Hello, it's the Silly Moustache here. I'm going to be the headless string changer in this video because I'm going to go around here and try and show you how I restring my 12-string Martin with slotted headstock. And I've got a limited amount of time before things happen here, so it's a one-shot job. I've taken off the strings before, I've checked everything on the guitar, giving it a rub down, and now I'm going to replace those strings with D'Addario EJ37s, 12/12s, 54/30, which is what I customarily use on this guitar, and I tune it to D to D. So I've taken off the strings with my Music Nomad pin puller, so they're all there in a nice little jar. No, it is not important to put them all back in the holes that they came out of. And I've got some basic tools here, including my ruler, because I like to cut my strings at certain lengths. I start from the outside into inside, so I'm going to be doing the 6th course and the 1st course, and I'm going to work in. I find that with tuners, with slotted headstocks, but with anything, you tend to get in your own way to a certain extent. So I'm going to start off with the octave E, if you like, and what I do is I always do this with my guitars. I make a, let's see, where can you see, with the string, with the roller running down the string, I make a bend in the string like that, and I insert it, put the pin in, give it a good tug, then I take it with my little measurements and my ruler and my pincers, and I go to the tuner that it's going to be in, and then I measure 2.5 inches, not in millimeters, in 2.5 inches, thereabouts. It doesn't have to be absolutely precise. And I cut and discard. Now, again, I will put a bend in this end of the string about 1/4 inch in. About 1/4 inch in. Okay, and that will go very nicely. Here you go. I've dropped all my strings on the floor. What fun. I put that in the hole in the capstan. Make sure that my tuner is going the right way. And we go, tuner, my drill. And I go from inside, one loop, and then outside. I'm not going to worry about tuning, I'm just going to get the strings on at the moment. That's that one. Okay, now I'm going to put the bass on. Here's the bass. Again, at the end of the winding, the double winding, just do a nice little bend, and the roller is rolling as if it was going up and down the string with a bridge pin. And I'm doing this very carefully because my previous Martin 12 string, the bridge plate, actually let me down during a performance. So I'm going to do this 2.5 inches and cut. A 1/4 inch in, a 90-degree bend. Get that hole right round. This is the benefit, of course, of a slotted headstock. You can see exactly what you're doing, and you wind from underneath. Okay, now then, I'm going to go to the treble side, and here we have two 12th strings. So it doesn't matter which one goes on which because these are in parallel. And there goes the motorbike, the first one of this video. Another pin right on the outside, bridge pin in, make sure the slot is pointing right. Is it bedded? Yes it is. Okay, and this is going to be 4 inches past the capstan. 4 whole inches, because it's a much thinner string. Again, 1/4 inch 90-degree bend, so it just plops into the hole on the capstan. A capstan is what I call the barrel of the winder. Again, 1 roll on the inside of the headstock, and then we take this to the outside. Try and wind that as nicely and tidy as you can, but there is room for adjustment later. There we go. We've got 4 inches to wind up here. Fine. Check that, keep checking those. And the second one. Such tension. I haven't seen this guitar much for the past year. It's a guitar that was invaluable to me, particularly in solo gigs, but also to a lesser extent with my trio, and it provided a beautiful difference in sound and in feel to songs. So about every 3rd, 4th song or something like that, I'd use this guitar, and it's a beautiful guitar. It's a D1220, but it looks like a D35. I've discussed that in other videos. It was rebuilt in some way and refinished as a style 35. Again, this one is inside, up against the bit that sticks out, and then wound up. You see, I'm just holding the tension in the string. There we go. Now, making sure that that pin is still firm and happy. Okie doke. Now I'm going to go back to the bass side, and I'm going to go to the, I've forgotten which is the colour code. It's black, isn't it? Let's have a look. On the back of the packages there's a sign with the Dario. So A is red. That could have been a disaster. Red. And here's an easy way to uncurl your strings. There. Okay. Remember that I'm going for the octave string first. Oh no! Knock down the sink. I never do this normally in the kitchen, but it's the only place I can get some light on the other side of where I'm working. Okay, so this is the Octave Bridge Pin. Is it bedded? Yes. We've got to make sure that that barrel of the string is not at the bottom of the bridge pin. It's beside it. This one I'm going to do to 3 inches. 1, 2, 3, and cut. And bend. Sounds like a fitness video, doesn't it? And cut and bend 3 times, and get that in the right position. This one I'm going to do 1 outside and then the rest inside. My theory is that strings should run over the nut as straight as possible. Okay, now we're going to the kind of A string, but it's not the A string. The bend, all the same principle. Make sure you get them in the right slot and that they go into the right tuner. Where's my ruler gone? There we go. And there we're doing, what are we doing? 3 inches, which will space it apart because of the width of the string. It will space it apart from its neighbour. This one outside. rest inside, as close as possible to that little bit that's sticking up. Now you can cut these old strings with no problems at all, as long as they have hexagonal paws. Round wound strings can come unwound. So now we're going to go to the B strings, and they're the purple ones in Dario, which is an excellent colour scheme. Undo it. Oh, alright then. There we go. These two are in, what do you call it, in unison, so it doesn't matter about which one goes in which. 90-degree bend with a roller rolling up and down. A bridge pin. I thought I'd taken one out. We'll find out later, won't we? That goes in the hole. Give it a good firm tug. Is it settled? Yes. And this one is going to have 4 whole inches because it's a thin string. It's not necessary for the tension to have them wound so many times. It's just a matter of keeping the strings from kind of overlapping and pressing into each other. 90 degrees thick, make sure it fits snugly into the barrel. One outside this time, and then inside. Keeping the strings going over the nut as straight as possible, but not crowding each other. If I was doing this from one side to the other, they'd start getting a bit complicated after a while. And so this is the reason for my personal method, which is not the right way or the wrong way. I'm not saying that an alternative method is the wrong way. This is the method that has worked well for me for many years. So that's why I do it. So the B's 4 inches, and as I say, the measurement which I shall put is not absolute, not necessary, might be fine-tuned a bit. Not the biggest deal. Can't see what I'm doing here. There we go. One in, and rest. No, one out. Let's just correct that. See, even I make mistakes with my own thing. It's because you're looking at me, you see I'm shy. There we are. One out. I'm just closing those winders up a little bit because I did a reverse there. Excuse me. Right, okay, then I'm going back to the bass side, but we're now at the D string, which is green, I do believe. Let's just check. No, black for D, first of all. There we go, sorry about that. And we're putting the octave on first. Same process. A 90-degree-ish bend in the string, just above the winding. Bridge pin. In you go, it doesn't want to go in. There we are, you'll feel much happier. No, that's because... No, Andrew. I'm doing it the wrong way round. No, I'm not. No. But it should go. Let's work it up. So let's do the bass string. Yes, okay. I wouldn't have to think about this normally, but because you're all watching me, I'm waiting for me to do something wrong. Bridge pin. So I'm going to go into the correct pinhole, which is right at the back, and then I'm going to measure the G string. What am I doing? I'm doing the D string. I'm doing all wrong. You see how easy it is to get confused. Right, I'm doing the D. I'm doing the base of the D. That's why I got confused there. Now I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to leave that for the time being, and I'm going to put the octave D in here. Sorry about the confusion, but there you are. Just shows you I'm human in spite of how I look. Right, I'm doing the D. I'm doing the D. And that is, where's my ruler gone? It's all gonna fly. D, 3.5 inches from the capstan. 3.5 inches. There we go. Bendy, 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 bendy. Okay. Winder. My Bosch Ixo winder, my trusty tool here. So trusty that I have 2 of them. I bought one on eBay as a spare the other day. I don't know what I'd do without this. It's far better than the one sold for this particular purpose, I find. Plus, it also can drill and can. Where's my other string gone? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. And it can make holes in walls. There we go. To a certain extent. So I'm now going to do with this one. It's a D. It's going to have 3.5 to 3.5. Again, that distance between the strings running up and down, they don't clash with each other. And that's the last one on this side of the headstock. In, one out, and the rest in. I've got one last course to do after this. And I'm not going to bore you by fine-tuning this, because this video is going on long enough, but it's the principle. It's the principle. I do on occasions polish my guitars, and I use a specific polish which I've mentioned in other videos. Ask me if you need more information on that. And I do on occasions use the same renovating polish, they call it, which has a certain oil content on the fretboards. It is not really necessary. The important thing is never, ever, never, ever let fluid seep into your fretboard around your frets. That's the worst